Here we are, day 185. Woo-hoo! Day 185 in A Course in Miracles. Look at you being spectacular. Let's have a deep breath. It's Money Monday. And another. As we breathe deeply, we withdraw all awareness from the five senses. Placing our entire focus on source, in, as, through, all. Our focus is on source, creator, the one. And now, drop all the things that you think you have to do today. Drop all distraction. Drop all meaning making. Drop all judgments. And cast yourself into the void. Still the mind. Be here now. And now, with a still mind, pristine emotional body, and with direct connect with the all-pervading, all-knowing, all-wise, all-loving source of which we are a blessed extension. We open our eyes now to engage A Course in Miracles, Lesson 185. Opening our eyes. God morning. Let's do this. Okay, family, help me out and let me know if, and tell me in the comments on YouTube, because this is a different mode of screen sharing. Let me know if you see the course lesson 185, I want the peace of God. Yes? Let me know, because this is a different mode of screen sharing that I'm using right now. So I want to make sure the lesson is seen. Can you see the lesson? Someone in the chat, let us know. I want the peace of God. Woo, 185. Come through 185. Yes, I do. Tell yourself, I want the peace of God. Okay, I'm going to switch over and look at the comments. Yes. Okay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. I want the peace of God. To say these words is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. I want the peace of God. If you could but mean them for just an instant, I want the peace of God. There would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Let's say that again. If you could but mean them for just an instant, I want the peace of God. There would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Oh, I want that. Heaven would be completely given back to full awareness. I want that. Memory of God entirely restored. I want that. The resurrection of all creation fully recognized. I want that. This is what we're talking about, family. This is no small thing. When we say and mean, I want the peace of God. Now, you can't say, I want the peace of God, and then say, oh, will you please stop doing that? No, then you don't want the peace of God. You want to fight. You can't say, I want the peace of God, and say, oh my God, I think I just screwed this thing up so badly. Oh, I feel so bad. You don't want the peace of God. You want guilt. If you say, yeah, I want the peace of God, will you stop it? No, you don't want the peace of God. You want anger, rage, irritation, and frustration. They're all the same. Now, if you say, I want the peace of God, and then you look at your bank account and feel unpeace, if that's even a word, then you don't want the peace of God. You want lack and limitation. If you look at your kids, your family, your home, and say, oh my goodness, I got to do so much to protect them and take care of them, you don't want the peace of God. You want mistrust of the universe, that the universe is taking care of everyone and everything at all times. So when you say, I want the peace of God, it's not a cute affirmation. Say it if you really mean it. No one can mean these words and not be healed. You know that thing that your mind wants to carry around, some grievance against someone in the third grade, or someone who was there when you were born and left, or someone, let's call it a mother or a father, or someone who was drunk and abused you, or someone who betrayed you, stabbed you in the back. You all know, all those grievances. The lower mind likes to hold on to like a pit bull with its jaws on a leg. All those petty grievances that the course kept saying, forgive it, forgive it, forgive it, forgive it. Are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing to forgive? If you forgive, if you let it go, you'll have the peace of God. No, we don't want the peace of God. We want grievances. Because if you really mean these words, you could not be healed. No one can mean these words and not be healed. I want the peace of God. Give it to me, God. He cannot play with dreams, nor think he is himself a dream. You won't play with dreams down here in this third dimension. You will become the cosmic being. You will act like the cosmic being you know you are. And you will not play with dreams down here on the third dimension. You will not try to manipulate effects. And you won't think yourself a dream, thinking that you're a sinful body walking around bumping into other sinful bodies. That's a dream. He cannot make a hell and think it real. We made it up. We made a hell and we think it's real. He wants the peace of God, and it is given him. If you really want the peace of God is given you. For that is all he wants, and that is all he will receive. That's all you really want. Many have said these words, but few indeed have meant them. You know how we can tell that people say them and they don't mean it? Because we still have killing on the planet. We still have rape and murder and pillaging. We still have countries at war. We still have famine and pestilence. We have a very strange world where a few people got together and sucked all the money away from 99% of the people. 1% of the people got together and sucked most of the wealth from 99% of the people. Wow, how did that happen? Because we gave up our gold. Listen, family, we live in a very interesting world. It's very hellish in many places, and in many places it's not. It's quite beautiful, pretty much where all the places where nature presides, it's beautiful. And all the places where humans preside, it's pretty hellish. We made this hell. We can't make up hell, think it's real, and then say, I want the peace of God. That's delusional. Many have said these words, oh, I just want peace. You don't mean it because you went and got a gun and shot somebody. You don't want peace, you'd rather have murder and hatred. Might as well be honest and say what you really want. Revenge, not the peace of God. What do I really want? Maybe sometimes I want revenge. Maybe sometimes I just want to get people back. Maybe sometimes I just want to be right. Maybe sometimes I want to feel guilty and little and insignificant. And maybe sometimes I want to feel, fill in the blank. Now, if I'm thinking those things, I don't want the peace of God. I don't want it. So I might as well stop saying it. You have but to look upon the world you see around you to be sure how very few they are. Very few people mean it. We just said that. All you have to do is look around and see how few people really want the peace of God. Oh, but they're saying it. They're proclaiming it in church. They're singing songs and hymns in church. Oh, the peace of God overtake the world. If you're in the gospel, hey, peace of God, you know, whatever kind of church you do on Sunday. Oh, they're saying it. And then they get into the parking lot and honk the horn because it's taking too long for somebody to get out. Mad in the parking lot of church. I used to go to a mega church. It was amazing what happened in the parking lot of the mega church on the way out. Like, didn't we just get the Holy Ghost? What's happening here now? Don't we still have the Holy Ghost, or did the Holy Ghost stop at the doors of the church? And when you exited and got into the parking lot, there was 1,000 cars trying to get out at once. And there was an order. Yet some people want to go around the order. Some people are in a rush to get to the football game. They think they need priority over the other people that are not going to the football game. We're just going to brunch. What is happening? The very parking lot of the church that we were just in 10 minutes ago is not even peaceful. I want the peace of God. We're saying it, we're singing it, we don't mean it. No, we don't want the peace of God. We want to fight. We want to be ratchet. We want to lie. We want to kill people, because that's what we're doing on this planet. And I take 100% responsibility, because if one person is doing it, that means something in my consciousness is doing it. I take 100% responsibility for all that is created on this planet because I had a hand in it. Because I'm on this planet while it's happening and we're all in this together. That means something in my consciousness, because one person can clear this up for the entire world. One person. I have not yet done it. So I'm going to do it in my consciousness. The world would be completely changed should any two agree these words express the only thing they want. Thank you, God, that thousands, hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people around the world, as the sun rises, will reach for acim.org or pick up the book, A Course in Miracles, and in that radical act of changing the world, more than two of us have touched and agreed that this is the only thing we want, the peace of God. I want the peace of God. The world would be completely changed. And indeed, the world has been completely changed. If you notice, though we still have pockets of crazy all around, look at the spiritual awakening that has happened on this planet over the last 20 years. Profound. Look right in Miami right now, right between the Bed Bath & Beyond and the Marshalls, there's a magic store where people are going into Bed Bath & Beyond and the magic store getting crystals and tarot decks. The magic store is again commonplace. Thank you, Jesus. High-end magic store, House of Intuition, you ought to go there. Two minds with one intent become so strong that what they will becomes the will of God. Dang! Two minds. For minds can only join in truth. In dreams, no two can share the same intent. When we're playing on this third dimension, I want it this way, and you want it that way, and your boo wants it that way, and your kids want it that way, and we want it down there, and we want to do that, and we want it. See how true this is. If you take a family of more than 10 people to any amusement park, and you will see in dreams, no two can share the same intent. Because this one wants a roller coaster, this one wants a hot dog, this one is hot, this one wants a nap, this one wants to play in the water, this one wants to take 10 family members to a great big amusement park. And you will see that no two can share the same intent in the dream world. To each, the hero of the dream is different. The outcome wanted, not the same for both. You want that outcome, I want that outcome. Loser and gainer merely shift about in changing patterns. One day you lose, next day I lose. Okay, he who lives survives the fight, however you say it, lives to fight another day. Okay, I lost today, but tomorrow I'm going to win. It's just loser and gainer flipping, flopping roles. As the ratio of gain to loss and loss to gain takes on a different aspect or another form, you lose over here, but you gain over there. You lose over there, but you gain over there. Yet compromise alone, a dream can bring. A dream can only bring you compromise. It can't bring you peace. And compromise doesn't lead to peace. Sometimes it takes the form of union, but only the form. The meaning must escape the dream, for compromising is the goal of dreaming. The whole thing is a compromise. Minds cannot unite in dreams. In the dream world, in the third dimension, minds can't unite because, well, you can tell. Just look at Congress. Look at the Senate. Look at the president, Congress, and the Senate. Minds cannot unite in dreams. They couldn't even unite the other day to take a picture. I was appalled. Please go look this up. That Nancy Pelosi elbowed a kid out the picture, tried to elbow a kid out the picture. I said, now I know this lady is an alien. Before I had my suspicions that she was one of the reptilian. Now when I saw that lady, when I say alien, I don't mean the good kind that are helpful. This lady, wow, we have it on camera. We have it on camera. She elbows a kid. I'm like, these people, we got to pray more because these people are despots. And these are the people that you want to follow that are supposedly leading the free world. Pure evil is still among us. We ought to do our work in spirit dimensions to rid Nancy Pelosi, not Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is a divine being. Rid Nancy Pelosi of whatever evil spirit has taken hold of her. And Nancy Pelosi says that she's a Catholic. She says, I'm a Catholic, I'm a good Catholic. No, you're not. Because I don't know a good Catholic that would elbow a kid for a picture. Thank you, Russell Brand, for bringing that to my attention. He had me howling laughing as he was going through. Just look him up on YouTube. Please follow Russell Brand. He's hysterical. And when he showed it, it just right after Biden's notes where his handlers had, you take your seat, in cap, you in capital and yours in all caps. They're directing this man every single, you walk in the room and greet the people. You have to tell this man, and he had it on notes and he flipped the notes around the other way so everybody could see it. And of course, all the media people got pictures of it. What is happening on the planet? Is this a big joke we're in? Is this a big, gigantic joke we're in? Obviously it is. If you believe you have no further to look than Washington, D.C., to see everything the Course says is so. Minds cannot unite in dreams. They merely bargain. And what bargain can give them the peace of God? A bargain and a compromise cannot give you the peace of God. Illusions come to take his place. And what he means is lost to sleeping minds intent on compromise, each to his gain and to another's loss. It's okay if you lose as long as I win. Is that how you get the peace of God? Just win. Just get rid of all your competition. Is that how you get the peace of God? I don't think so, because while you're asleep at night, you're going to be thinking, who's going to come and knock me off just like I just knocked off all the other people? Because you already know that whatever you're dishing out comes around to get you by this beautiful mechanism of the universe that we call karma. It's not a retribution. It's harvest. That's what karma is. It's not evil. It's just your just desserts. And karma don't miss anybody. To me, you want the peace of God is to renounce all dreams. This thing we're living in is not real. I'm no longer going to put my faith in it. My faith is in one thing and one thing only, the will of God. For no one means these words who wants illusions, and who therefore seeks the means which bring illusions. When you are tired of illusions, when you're tired of not being fulfilled, and not being able to have peace, and not being able to rest, and not being able to have extreme ecstasy and euphoria, and indeed be in bliss, and you have thoughts of death, and you're sick, and you ain't got no money, or you don't have all the money you want to have, or your kids are acting crazy, all these things. I went through all these things because I was making up a lot of drama because I know better. When you're done with all of that, you'll seek the peace of God. He has looked on them and found them wanting. You look on these illusions and you say, wow, money is an illusion too. Everything in this third dimension is an illusion. And you don't get disillusioned. No, because disillusion means, oh, I believe something that I thought was real and I found out it's not real and now I'm disappointed. No, you start to use it to your advantage. You're like, this world ain't real. Okay, so I'll just do so and so. You just change it. Well, this money situation isn't real. Just change it. How? By changing your mind and then doing something different. Now he seeks to go beyond them, recognizing that another dream would offer nothing more than all the others. Dreams are one to him. I don't care about a dream of fame any more than a dream of a lot of money, any more than a dream of mansions, because they're all dreams. I want the peace of God. And he has learned their only difference is one of form. For one will bring the same despair and misery as do the rest. I don't care how big your mansions. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many lovely cars you have in the garage, how many fabulous purses are lining the walls of your closet. If you do not have the peace of God, it will all be meaningless to you. Ask me how I know. I was married to a man that won $17 million in the lottery, lovely mansions, going all over the world, lovely Disney cruise with all the kids. I never saw a cruise, cabin that had 2 bathrooms in it in a cruise ship. Yep, they have those. Lovely suites, all that. And if you don't have the peace of God, neither a Fendi bag, nor a Mercedes AMG, nor a suite in a top 10 resort in Hawaii, all of which I had, will not give you the peace of God. They don't have the ability to give you the peace of God, and they're all interchangeable in their non-ability to give you the peace of God. They're all interchangeable. The Fendi bag and the Mercedes AMG. Oh, they're lovely. There's nothing wrong with them. They're fabulous. Well, one day you will not make them the object of your desires anymore. I just stopped making them. And once I had them, I was like, okay, now what? I stopped making them the object of my desires. And then you know how you look around and they say hell is getting everything you want. You know how you look around, you have everything you want. You wanted all this. It's just on your vision board. You got it. Yeah, but I still don't have the peace of God. Well, that's what you really want. Well, why didn't you just ask for that? I don't know, because I thought a Mercedes AMG was going to make me so happy because I used to drive in these little hoopties before I won millions of dollars in the lottery. And now I have this fabulous car. How come I don't feel any happier? How come? What's going on? There's more. You're still in the dream. You just made the dream a little more dreamier. You're still in the dream. I thought I was getting out of the dream. No. As a matter of fact, you probably solidified yourself even more in the dream. Oh my God, get me out of here. And what does get me out of here mean? It doesn't mean you leave the planet. It doesn't mean I'm just going to swear off all of my riches and just go and be a monk in a monastery. Maybe. I don't know if that's what you're called to do. That's not what I did. Still live your lovely life. Have a Fendi purse, and if somebody says, I love that purse, give it to them. Who cares? You no longer go for that. Your focus shifts. Your focus. I'm telling you, the best thing the universe could have ever done for me was give me a husband who had won millions of dollars in the lottery. That was one of the best things the universe could have ever done for me. Because before I lived that part of the dream, I used to think that if I just had more money, it would be better. That is not so. And I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. It's Money Monday. Yet people don't believe it. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, Kaisi, but try me out. Give me $1 million or 50 million or a billion because you're already a multi-millionaire. Give you billions. Yeah, I'll be happy. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Now, there is another way of looking at this because, of course, become a billionaire, yes. Because you know it's your God divine potential. You know you can, and it's a great game in the third dimension. It's not something that you are holding as the be all end all. It's a wonderful game. And in this game, I know I'm made for greatness. You're made for greatness in the game. And in the game, the good news about the game is the greater you become, the greater everyone becomes in the game. So maybe someone's great at making clothes and fashion. Maybe someone's great at, flower arrangement. And maybe someone's great at be great. That's how you play this game. You play this game because it's a big game. Florence Scovel already told you the game. She told you the whole rules to the game. If you don't have the rules to the game, simply get the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. She laid out the whole game field. This is a great big game of volleyball. It's fun. Do your best in the game. Live your best. And know you're in a game. No one, my daughter showed me her Sims collection the other day. She said, "Oh, Mom, you should see all these things I did for my Sims." I was like, let me see. This child has these Sims, and she got some more extra modern things or something like that. She has her Sims so laid out with these clothes, the hairdos, the houses. I mean, it was unreal, down to the art on the wall. And she has like 7 different houses. And this one has this kind of vibe at her house. And this one, and then one house had too many people in it, Mom, so I had to kill some of them. My daughter killed people. How did you kill them? Well, one, I gave them a disease, and then the other one, and she's just talking about this thing, and it is hilarious because she's saying all these things that she did. And not one moment did we think we were talking about real life. We knew we were talking about a game. Yeah, and the game has 7 houses. Guess what? You're in the game. Go get 7 mansions. Have more. She made these mansions so fly. Make your mansions fly. Make yourself fly. Play the game. Oh, come to this ball with the best ball gear you can find, baby. And do not forget, you are in a game, a simulation, a matrix, a dream world. And until you peek your head up out of the pod, pull that thing out of your back of your neck and look around and say, this is ultimate reality, not what I was in. Don't take I'm successful. We just so put people on a pedestal that are successful because they have a Lambo. You have a Lambo, you made it. No, you didn't. We ought to look at people and say, wow, they're so peaceful. They have the peace of God. They made it. But that's not what we do in our society, a lot of us, right? You're in a game. It's illusions. It will never bring you peace. It doesn't matter how much you stack up in the game. You must go beyond the game. And you must realize that all these dreams are pretty much one big same dream, and that you want the peace of God. Remember what you said you wanted? And he has learned their only difference is one of form, for one will bring the same despair and misery as do the rest. King Solomon said it, who, in my estimation, I would have to agree with Ahmed Osman, who has come to the conclusion after 50 years of being an Egyptologist that King Solomon, since we can't find him, we can't find his bones, we can't find his palace, we can't find his temple, we can't find anything from him. King Solomon, doesn't mean he didn't exist, was actually Amenhotep III, who had all the things that Solomon had. So we do have a Solomon, just not how we got it in the Bible. He said, this very wise king, who did indeed have hundreds of concubines, wives, many wives, he said, all is vanity and striving after the wind. He said it, a super, super, super rich man sitting on gold palaces, temples, jewels dripping. I mean, no one could do something like Solomon. We'll call him Solomon because we're Bible people. And so Solomon is the name we got for him. His Egyptian name, his true name is Amenhotep III. He said, it's all striving after the wind, all of it. He said at the end of it, you will not be happy. It will just, and this is coming from a super, uber, duper rich person. The mind, which means that all it wants is peace, must join with other minds, for that is how peace is obtained. If you really want peace, you will join with other minds who have also said that they want peace. That's how we came together on World Unity Week. World Unity Week. That's how we came together on World Unity Week. Spiritual thought leaders, and just thought leaders, just people who care, came together from all over this planet to share their wisdom during World Unity Week. Why? Because we came to join our minds together, because we all said we want the peace of God, and we know peace comes through unity. And now we are in 99 days of peace through unity. Peace comes when you join with other minds, not when you're fighting with other minds, competing with other minds, trying to stab other minds, trying to get ahead of other minds. None of it will bring you peace. None of it won't bring you peace. Now, if you don't want peace, keep doing it. Keep doing all the competition stuff, stab people in the back, be ruthless. Keep doing it. If you don't want peace, if you want the peace of God, I want the peace of God, lesson 185, I want the peace of God. And you mean it, like the Course says, a lot of people say it, few mean it, and you mean it. And when the wish for peace is genuine, the means for finding it is given in a form each mind that seeks for it in honesty can understand. We have to seek for it in honesty, and we have to seek for it. I want the peace of God, and I'm going to find it. Then what happens in your mind? Something very magical happens in your mind. Your mind is going to be given the means to find the peace in a way you can understand. Whatever form the lesson takes is planned for him in such a way that he cannot mistake it if his asking is sincere. It won't be nebulous and opaque, oblique. It will be crystal clear. Oh, here's my means for peace, because I want the peace of God. But if he asks without sincerity, there is no form in which the lesson will meet with acceptance and truly be truly learned. Those are the people who come to events. I'm telling you, I've seen them. I was one, too, taking 100% responsibility for everything that is happening on planet Earth right now. I see this aspect of my consciousness that will come on a retreat or come to an event. I've seen it over the years in spiritual community. It's really funny. Now, in the moment, it's not funny. Later on, it's funny. And see people fight with whomever, somebody at the retreat, somebody on the retreat leader, whomever, they want to fight. So it doesn't matter who they fight. Maybe they want to fight the waiter. I don't know. We see this and it's like, oh, wow. I don't really want the peace of God. I want a fight because that is what I'm seeing in front of me. Well, let me get to changing that part of my mind. Because if I don't really want the peace of God, there will be no form in which the lesson will meet with acceptance and be truly learned. It wouldn't matter how the universe served it up to you. It could make it so delectable. There would be no form in which we would learn the lesson and accept the lesson because we don't really want it. This is it's just so earth-shattering that the Course just reads us for filth every day. Dang, the Course, how did you know everything that was going on in my little petty mind? I thought those were all my private thoughts, except there are no private thoughts. Let us today devote our practice. And here's, thank you, Course. Here's what's going to free me from my crazy mind. Thank you, Course. Let us today devote our practicing. We're going to devote our practicing to recognizing to again know, because we already knew the peace of God. We want to know it again, that we really mean the words we say. We want the peace of God. Tell yourself, I want the peace of God. This is no idle wish. These words do not request another dream be given us. No, I don't want more dreams. I don't want more illusions. I don't want more going for something, getting it, and still not being happy. I don't want more lavish luxuriousness. And I thought once I got it, that would be the be all and all, but that it wasn't. No, I don't want any more of that. I want the peace of God. I want the be all and all for real. These words do not request another dream be given us. They do not ask for compromise. I'm not compromising on the peace of God, nor try to make another bargain in the hope that there may yet be one that can succeed where all the rest have failed. Make a bargain, and maybe this time my bargain will win. Well, it didn't win the other 8 billion times anyone tried it. But that doesn't stop us from going for it. No, we don't really want the peace of God. We want a bargain, and we want to compromise, and we want to shortcut the system, and we want to get an advantage, and we're still in conniving and manipulation. Well, then just say, no, I don't want the peace of God. I'm not really ready for the peace of God because I still want to be manipulative. To mean these words acknowledges illusions are in vain. It's vanity, vanity, vanity. If you have it, you have all your illusions, all your dreams came true, and you don't have the peace of God, you have nothing. Illusions are in vain. And I think maybe you have to live quite a few lifetimes, or maybe you have to come to the place, you have to experience all these things, right? You have to experience wins and losses, what it looks like, wins and losses, successes and triumphs and being dashed to the rocks and all of that. You have to experience that you're impervious. You have to experience that because you almost died and you didn't. And you died a lot of times and you're still here. You have to experience your own self, and then you have to win. You have to do a lot of winning, and maybe in some lifetimes I was just winning and just winning dastardly. I was just knocking people off to win. And probably in some lifetimes I was just losing. I was some kind of like, I don't know, a pauper or some kind of one of these, people you see that was just like the begging people back in the days when you had the knights and whatnot. And then probably sometimes I was a knight knocking people in the head. I mean, your consciousness is run through all these archetypes and more. Maybe one day I was the king and I was just sitting on piles of gold and all my people were just starving. And then in another time, my consciousness went into starving people. I mean, come on. We've done all this. We've probably done it for thousands of years. When do we say, okay, that's all a dream? The real thing is consciousness, my infinite self. And the only thing I want is a piece of God. To mean these words acknowledges illusions are in vain, requesting the eternal in the place of shifting dreams, which seem to change in what they offer, but are one in nothingness. If it does not last eternally, it is nothingness. Can your Fendi bag last eternally? Then it's nothingness. Can your house last eternally? I don't care how big and fabulous your mansion is. Can it last eternally? Then it's nothing. It's nothingness. Can your Mercedes-Benz AMG last eternally? Then it's nothingness. If you use eternity as your measuring rod, it's very easy to see what's real and what's not real. Will you last eternally? Yes, you are real. The real you consciousness is eternal. Your energy is everything and everything is energy. You cannot be destroyed. You are real. Now, all this shit you piling up around here, none of this shit is real. Your problem, my problem, let me be honest with myself. I'm talking to myself here. Maybe you made some of the same mistakes I did. My problem was I thought the shit was real. All we need to ask ourselves, this is a very purifying, revealing question. Does this last eternally? Love lasts eternally, then love is real. This fabulous car that I have, my gorgeous Lexus that I don't let nobody eat in. Stop, don't eat in my car. Sit over there, kids, on a little picnic, because they blanket on a little picnic seat on the little things outside of McDonald's, because y'all not bring it on fries into my car. Okay. Will your car last eternally? No. Will you last eternally? Yes. Will your kids last eternally? Yes, in some form, not in the form as your kids. Of course. Will love last eternally? Yes. Is peace eternal? Yes. I want the eternal peace of God. I don't want to keep going for these things that are not going to be the thing. And just to get it and find out it's nothingness. Today, I got I tell you, I had whole storage units full of nothingness and was paying thousands of dollars. I don't know, I probably paid thousands of dollars for one of these storage units. I emptied that joker. I was just giving that stuff away. Here, you want some gifts? You want something? Here, you Goodwill. Here, friends. Here, family. You want this? Oh, you like it? Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And the rest went in the trash and shred and burn. And here you go. I rid myself of the nothingness. And if you like having all these things, have them. Just don't think they're real. See, the way Christians got this thing mixed up is they got part of the story right. It's nothing. It means nothing. That part of the story, absolutely correct. Christ taught the same thing, right? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these other things will be added unto you. All this thing down here is nothing. Your great reward is in heaven. They didn't tell you the rest of the story. This is the cult teachings that you're only going to get in mystery schools. You'll never hear this in a church anywhere, unless we have occult churches, which would be really great. They didn't tell you that heaven is here and now. Because if they told you that, you wouldn't come to church and give them your money. And they need you to be there every Sunday. They need your energy so they can keep living. If they told you, heaven is here now, you are in heaven right now in your consciousness, go find the part of your mind that never left heaven. This is the part of your mind that is actually God's mind. God lives in you. God showed up on the planet as you. God has a great plan for your life. And we're going to meditate here until everyone realizes this. The church would be empty in 10 minutes if everyone meditated and found within their own mind God, and then simply acted from that, your God self, because to do anything else would just be peril to your own self. And it would be a peril that would be affecting all of consciousness. Who would do anything different? Today, devote your practice periods to careful searching of your mind to find the dreams you cherish still. Ooh, I still cherish the dream of billionaire. Yeah, I think it's going to mean something. It's nothingness. Now, if you go for it, remember, intention is everything. Intention is everything. If you go for it with an intention of this is a fun game, let's see how well we can play the game. Let's serve many people. Like Elon Musk looks like he's playing the game from a place of good intention. I don't know. I don't know his personal intentions. He seems like, when I look at him and I watch him, he seems like he's playing the game, whether you like him or don't like him. This game is not about like. Do you like people? Do you agree with people? Oh, that's bullshit. That's for babies in kindergarten. If you can't get past like and all that, and you only do things if you like the people, then you need to sit at the big kiddie table at Thanksgiving, because you can't have a conversation with adults. Adults know that this world doesn't work on like. You may not like me. I don't care. You might not like Elon Musk. He doesn't care. He probably doesn't even know. Here is what you want to look at. You want to look at divine principles in the world. You want to look for resonance. You want to do everything from a place of energy. Elon Musk looks like he does not care about being the richest man on the planet. I think that's actually how he became the richest man on the planet. You never really hear Elon Musk talking about how he's the richest man on the planet. You never hear Elon Musk talk about how he wants to control humanity. You never hear Elon Musk getting together with Davos of the World Economic Forum and how can we control every man, woman, and child on the planet? I mean, if you want to see some nefarious actors, go to the World Economic Forum. It's diabolical, the energies that are there. I keep telling you, these are dark forces that have infiltrated the minds of people on the planet. These are not the people. The people are divine. They are in league with some dark forces. And you know that they are in league with dark forces. If you know what dark forces I'm talking about, occultists know these things. You know these things. Elon Musk doesn't look like he's trying to control no one. Elon Musk is playing the game, making things. Let's go to Mars. Maybe you want to go to Mars or don't want to go to Mars. Maybe you agree with it, you don't agree with it. He's like, let's go to Mars. He's playing the game. So don't get mad and winning. Making things. He's just making things. He doesn't care. He's outspoken. He says what he thinks. He doesn't care if people agree with him or don't agree with him. Let's make a car that doesn't use gas. People, why are we using gas for cars? Yeah, why are we using gas for cars? Because we want to stay on the petrodollar and perpetuate the old system and keep people in control with gas. Why are we doing that? Let's just make electric cars. Let's just plug them in. We got plenty of electricity. Okay, you did that? Hey, let's make little houses that people just pick the car, like go to the store, pick out your house and just bring it home with you and just pop it out and it's $50,000 house. Like, why are we going through all this stuff with buying houses? I mean, it's ridiculous. And a bank owning you for 30 years. We own you for 30 years. Yeah. We got another one. Congratulations on your new house. Here's your keys. Oh my God. Say hello to 30 years of slavery. And then the tax man is going to come in. Oh, well, you didn't pay the taxes to the second generation because you're going to pay the taxes because the bank is going to make sure to pay the taxes to the tax man. But then, you're going to pay the house off. It's going to be so lovely. It's going to be worth so much money. Then you're going to give it to your kids, and your kids are not going to pay taxes. And then the tax man is going to say, oh, your house is up for sale now. And the tax man wants their money, and they don't care how much your house is worth. And here comes a real estate investor and buys your house from your kids that you paid off for something like, I don't know, a fraction of the price because they didn't pay the taxes, because they can't pay the taxes, because now the house went so up in value from 100,000 to 10 million. They can't even pay the taxes on the $10 million house. Do you not see that this whole thing is a big game? The thing is a big, and the thing about playing the game, if you're playing it the way this illusionary world works, it's a rigged game. Get out of it. Get yourself out of the rigged part of the game and just play the game to the best you got. So here's what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to devote our practice periods to carefully searching your mind. You got to carefully search your mind. I just found one. I didn't even have to search that carefully because it's so present. The dreams you should cherish still, billionaire. Okay, I found one. What do you ask for in your heart? I want to be a billionaire. Why? Because I think I'll never have another money consideration again ever for the rest of my life. So what are you really asking for? Well, I think that money is going to take care of me and not the universe. That's what I'm really saying. I think that if I have enough money, I can just do whatever I want anytime I want. So I think money can buy me freedom, which it can't. I was born with freedom. Well, I think people will respect that. Oh, you're looking for prestige. Oh, you want to be important. Oh, you want people to look at you. Oh, you want fame. Okay. I mean, just be clear on what your aims are. Forget the words you use in making your request. What are you asking for in your heart? That's what the Course says. Consider about what you believe will comfort you and bring you happiness. What do I think is going to comfort me? A boo, this new house. I'm just giving you some of the things that I had on my lovely list in the game of illusionary. Here, let's play the game of illusionary things you're going to go for that will bring you no satisfaction and fulfillment. Who's the first contestant? Here I am. Okay, bring us your list. Bring us all your vision boards. Bring us everything you think is going to make you happy. Sweets around the world. Okay, let's put you in some sweets all around the world. Are you happy? No, I still kind of have these bouts of sadness. You don't have the peace of God? Maybe sometimes I have the peace of God, but not all the time. Well, if you have the peace of God is eternal. It's not like it comes and goes. So what are you doing with your mind, beloved? Because the peace of God is not wishy-washy. It's the peace of God. Okay, I guess I'm not in the peace of God. I was having those momentary flickers of the peace of God. Well, then you were taking yourself to heaven and dipping yourself back down to hell. Going to heaven, dip back down to hell. What are you really asking for in your heart? Forget the words you use in making your request, because spiritual people, we're very slippery and we're too smart for our own good. Yes, it's my intention. We can make up a beautiful sounding intention statement, and magical people, we can write out the most amazing petition. Yes, because I want all this money so I can help the world. Knock off your bullshit. The universe is already helping the world. What are you really asking for? Well, I want to create this new business because I'm just going to help so many people be magical. No, what's in it for you? Because you wouldn't be doing it if there wasn't something in it for you. Consider, but only consider what you believe will comfort you and bring you happiness. A boo. Oh, a boo. Oh, they're just going to comfort me and spoon me at night. I'm just going to lay on their shoulder and tell them my problems. Yeah, a boo's going to do it. And that's what they're thinking you're going to do for them. Oh, no, that's not going to do it. I can promise you that. How many boos have I gone through? Oh, my God. After a while, I said, okay, you need to stop going through so many boos, because what are you doing? And these were wonderful boos. wonderful booze. Oh my goodness, wonderful sex, wonderful bodies, wonderful money, all, they're just wonderful. If you lined up all these booze, these were incredible boobs, incredible. But what was I looking for? Something they didn't have. They couldn't give it to me because I had to give it to me. But be you not dismayed by lingering illusions, for their form is not what matters now. Let not some dreams be more acceptable. Oh, I'll just keep this dream of being a billionaire, but the dream of being a boo, okay, I can see it's a dream, and no one's going to be able to make me happy if I don't make myself happy, and no one's going to be able to love me unless I'm loving myself. Okay, I understand, but I still want to be a billionaire. I still want to be rich and famous. Okay, good, because the more honest you are with yourself, the better. Let not some dreams be more acceptable, reserving shame and secrecy for others. Oh, I feel bad about wanting to be rich. Let me not talk about that one. No. And I want to open an orphanage for children, and I want to free people from human trafficking. You can tell everybody about that dream, but I don't want to. I don't want to tell people that I actually want to be rich and famous, but I really do. Yeah, drop all that. Don't see some as more acceptable, and some are just being reserved in the dark recesses of your mind. Empty out all the caves in your mind. They're one. They're all one. Your public dreams and your secret shadowy dreams. I don't really want to say this dream that I really want to be in this. Remember 50 Shades of Grey? I really just want to whip someone. Okay, I want to whip someone into submission. I want to have someone be a dog on a leash and I just lead them around. And yeah, I'm going to be the dominant one, or they're going to be the submissive. Okay, but I can't tell people that in a spiritual circle. If I told people that, what? They would run me out of there. No, they wouldn't. They would applaud you for being honest. They're all one. Don't judge them. Don't put some on a pedestal, and don't hide some under the desk and think you don't want people to see that this is what you really want. It's all good. This is just you doing the exercise. You're doing it with yourself. And being one, one question should be asked of all of them. Is this what I would have in place of heaven and the peace of God? Fame. Okay, this is what I want. In place of heaven and the peace of God? No. Okay, billionaire. This is what I want in place of heaven and the peace of God. Hell to the no. Okay, your next big, huge mansion. Is this what I would have in place of heaven and the peace of God? Hell to the no. No house ever made me happy, and I had many mansions. Okay, Fendi purses. I'm going to go in Paris. I'm going to do a shopping spree. I'm going to go to London. I'm going to go to that place where they have all the purses. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to Vegas next year when we have the Christian Witches Convention. I'm going to go to Caesar's Palace. I'm going to go through all those stores, the Manolo Blahnik shoes. I'm going to get the Fendi purses. I'm going to get the Gucci. I'm just telling you kind of things that sparkle in my eye, right? I'm going to get all of those, and that's going to be, I'm just going to be so happy. I'm going to put them all in my amazing $60,000 closet that I created to hold my $60,000 each purses. I'm going to get myself a nice Birkin and just all of them. Okay, lovely. Is this what I would have in place of heaven and the peace of God? That's all. This is the choice you make. Okay, I'm choosing the Lexus. When I have the Lexus truck, it's loaded. It's amazing. Sunroof, moonroof, leather seat. It's like butter. Would I choose this instead of heaven and the peace of God? No. This is the choice you make. Be not deceived that it is otherwise. No compromise is possible in this. This is an all or nothing game. Either you see that it's all nothingness, anything that is eternal is nothingness, and you treat it accordingly. That is the only way you get to the peace of God. You choose God's peace, or you have asked for dreams. You're in the hell camp or you're in the heaven camp. You cannot be in both, and you cannot be in neither. You've chosen one. Now you have the opportunity to examine your mind closely for what you chose, what you're really asking for. This course lesson is so good for really super, super duper successful people. I think it's good for all people. It's really good for super duper successful people that think they've arrived. You got money, you got prestige, you have all that. But you still don't have the peace of God. You're still not in heaven. You're still in hell. Wow. I did all that and I'm still in hell. Then some people get disgruntled. Some people get mad, angry, bitter, resentful. No need. Just make a new choice. And dreams will come as you requested them. You only have dreams if you've asked for them. Yet will God's peace come just as certainly and to remain with you forever. You could be forever in the peace of God, and you really wouldn't be having attachments to any of these things. You would enjoy them, you would use them, you would wear them, and you would have zero attachment to them, and your peace would not change whether they're there or not there, and you would be the most peaceful person walking around the planet. We would call you Buddha. It would not be gone with every twist and turning of the road. One day you're rich, one day you're not. One day people pay you, the next day they don't. One day you got to pay all this money, you don't have it. The next day you get some money and you can pay it. Do you see that this is twists and turns in the road? And if your peace depends on, well, it wouldn't be peace if your illusion depends on when things are going well for you, and then it is gone when things are not going well for you. You're not in the peace of God. You chose hell. You said you wanted the peace of God, Valerie, yet you chose hell because a twist came in the road and boom, you're not in the peace of God. It will not be gone with every twist and turning of the road to reappear unrecognized in forms which shift and change with every step you take. This third dimension is changing every second. If your happiness, peace, fulfillment, any of it is tied to anything, tethered to anything in this third dimension, you're about to get yanked around mercilessly. I want the peace of God. I'm done being yanked around by possessions, people, things I thought would make me successful, things I thought would make me happy. I'm done. You want the peace of God. Thank you, Course, for telling me what I want and helping me to understand what I really want. Thank you. You want the peace of God. And so do all who seem to seek for dreams. All of us really want peace deep down inside, for them as well as for yourself. You ask but this when you make this request with deep sincerity: I want the peace of God. For thus you reach to what they really want and join your own intent with what they seek above all things, perhaps unknown to them, but sure to you. When you wake up out of the dream state, we were in a long slumber. One of the statements when you're initiated into the golden dawn is quit the night and seek the day. Wake up, quit the night and seek the day. I've meditated on that line for years. Quit the night and seek the day. Quit the night. Get out of bed. Stop bumbling around in the darkness. Stop being asleep. Stop slumbering and bumbling around like we don't have purpose, intention, and knowing, and divine power and strength within our very beings. And seek the day. Let me seek the light. Let me find the truth. Let me find the peace of God. So once you find it, you are going to be able to join with other minds, just like we do here every single morning, and have for 185 days straight. Only God could do that. Because let me tell you, some days I was in Turkey, some days I was in Dubai, some days I was in Abu Dhabi, some days I was in New York, Miami, some days I was in. Sometimes I was sleepy, sometimes I was wide awake. Sometimes I didn't sleep all night, I was on a plane. Sometimes I was in a van riding around in Abu Dhabi in the middle of the afternoon. No matter what time zone, no matter what was going on in my little puny life, no matter how I was feeling, y'all, I'm almost about dead. I just came from Las Vegas and I got something. No, I'm crawling out the bed, I'm doing this, and then I'm gonna pass back out in the bed again. No matter what, you've already proven to yourself the strength you have because you've been here for 185 days, no matter what. And even if you've been here for 2 days or 29 days or 37 days, guess what? God still did it. You have been weak at times. Oh, how? Uncertain in your purpose. Oh, confused AF. And unsure of what you wanted. I think I want that. No, but I think I want that. No, but I think I want that too. Unsure of what you wanted, where to look for it, and where to turn for help in the attempt. Who can help me get it? What I think I want, but I don't even know where to look to find it. How crazy does that sound? How long am I going to keep doing that? That sounds nuts. You have been weak at times, kind of weak, uncertain in your purpose, and unsure of what you wanted, where to look for it, and where to turn for help in the attempt. Help has been given you. Thank you, Jesus. Because I need help because I'm purely a nut if I'm going through all this and I'm going to keep doing it. And would you not avail yourself of it by sharing it? Yes, I'm going to avail myself of the help. And yes, I'm going to share it. Nothing can stop me from sharing it. No man, woman, or anything in this world or the worlds beyond could stop me from sharing it. Because God already said, this is what I do. And my mind is joined with the will of God. And when your mind is joined with the will of God, you are unstoppable. You are impervious to attack. You are absolutely eternal. You're eternal whether you join your mind with the peace of God or not. On this planet, you walk differently. You'll walk with a confidence and a surety and a certainty that God is doing this. God did these 185 days. I don't have to be concerned with anything because God doesn't get tired. God doesn't get sick. No one who truly seeks the peace of God can fail to find it. When I first read that statement so many years ago in the course, and I did not have the peace of God, and I wanted it, and I wondered why I didn't have it. And I read that statement. It was like a wake-up call because it meant that somewhere in the deep recesses of my mind, I did not truly seek for the peace of God. Because if I had, I would have found it. I had to be super duper scathingly honest with myself and tell myself that there were things I treasured more than the peace of God, like being right and having the last word and getting them back and showing them, oh, you think you just gonna run a game on me? Wow. I treasured so many things other than the peace of God. That's why I didn't have it. For he merely asked that he deceive himself no longer by denying to himself what is God's will. All we're asking for is that we just come out of illusions and come home to the truth. Who can remain unsatisfied? Who asks for what he has already? You already have it. That's the great paradox of spirituality. You're a spiritual seeker and you're seeking for something you already have. That is the great paradox of spirituality. You already have everything you're looking for. Wow. How come nobody told me that before? Decades of striving to get something I thought I didn't have. You already have it. Who could be unanswered? Who requests an answer, which is his to give? The peace of God is yours. Wow. You already have it. It was already given to you when you were created. The peace of God is yours. Now, maybe you haven't recognized it. Maybe you haven't realized it. Maybe you haven't found it in your mind. Maybe you haven't practiced it. Maybe you haven't aligned with it. Maybe you don't even know what it looks like. Because I was such a fighting hellion, I didn't even know what the peace of God looked like. So if I saw it, I probably wouldn't have recognized me. Like my mom said, if it was a snake, it would have bit you from something that's sitting right there, but we can't see it. For you was peace created. For you was peace created, given you by its creator. God created peace for you and established as his own eternal gift. This is an eternal gift to you, the children of this universe. No one can even take it from you. But how fast did we give it up when someone came along? Someone came along lying. I know you lie. You're not just going to lie to my face. Wow, I was holding the peace of God in my hand. Someone presented in the illusion in the Sims game. One of the Sims said something, and I dropped the peace of God and put on my boxing gloves. Whoa. Look how fast I dropped the peace of God. I dropped the peace of God like a hot potato because I valued the valueless. I valued being right. I valued how other people looked at me. I valued being liked and being right. I wanted to be right, and I wanted you to like me. Wow. How can people like you if you go around trying to prove them wrong? I mean, we're just asking for so much craziness. And we're getting it. We're getting the craziness that we're asking for. You can't fail. For you was peace created. How can you fail when you ask? When you ask for what he wills for you, how can you fail when you're asking for what source wills for you? And how can your request be limited to you alone? It won't be limited to that. Peace of God will hit you and it spill over to your kids, and it spill over to your lovers, and it'll spill over to your cats and your dogs. Well, your cats and your dogs already have it. They're sitting there calmly. Your cat is sitting there calmly like, look at this nut. Your dog is running around, I love you, I love you, I love you. Come on, let's play. And your cat is like, whatever. Right? Laying on your computer, whatever. I need to write a book. Well, go write your book. That's what your cat is saying to you while laying on your computer. Well, go write a book. No, you need my permission? You know how cats are. The peace of God will be spilling all over you. How could it not touch everyone? No gift of God can be unshared. Why do we love spiritual community so much? Because when we come together, it's a bunch of people who have said and meant, I want the peace of God. That's what I said it and I meant it. That means if somebody didn't give me my order right in the restaurant, I'm just telling y'all how to act before we get on the trips. We go all around the world. Now, before you get on the trip, you tell yourself, I want the peace of God. Then you go to the airport and they say, well, you can't get on the plane because you have this and you don't have a QR code. And go into panic. In a second, I went into panic. Oh, right now in this very moment, if I were being 100%, if I were keeping it 100 with myself, like my kids say, keep it 100. If I were keeping it 100% real with myself right now, I value panic more than I value the peace of God because that's what I chose. So that's what I want. Well, I'm not there yet because I sure do choose panic sometimes, and sometimes I choose frustration. And so I'm not choosing the peace of God 100%. No, I'm not. Because if I were, I would be healed. I would not be in A Course in Miracles every day with you. Why am I here every day? Because I need it. And why am I the one teaching it? Because I know if I give it away, that's how I really get it. All God's gifts are shared. It is this attribute that sets the gifts of God apart from every dream that ever seemed to take the place of truth. Was your Fendi bag shared, or was it yours? Well, my Fendi bag and a Fendi wallet to go with it, it wasn't shared. It wasn't a community Fendi bag. This is my bag. The peace of God, is it shared or is it for you alone? It's shared, because when you walk in the door peaceful, you're sharing the peace with everyone. All the gifts of God are shared. All the gifts of God are eternal. All the gifts of God are shared. All the gifts of God belong to everyone. That's the second way that you can determine if this is the dream or is it the real world. Remember the beginning of the course? We read it on day one. Go to day one. Day one, in the beginning of the course, it says, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. One day we'll get it. One day we will get, oh, nothing real can be threatened. I'm real. I can't be threatened. What was I doing protecting myself so much? Nothing unreal exists. This Fendi bag doesn't exist. Oh, it's in the Sims game. Oh, it's in the Sims game. Well, I can get 10 of them. Yeah, get 10 of them. I get 20 of them. Get 20 of them. It's in the game. It's not eternal, which means it's nothingness. And is it shared? No, it's mine only. Then it's not real. Those are the two ways you can tell if you are dealing with something real or unreal. If it is real, it is eternal and it is shared because it came from God. God didn't give you anything that was just for you, including your gifts. No one can lose and everyone must gain whenever any gift of God has been requested and received by anyone. Please, someone receive a gift of God today, because we're all going to win. Please, someone open to the gifts of God today. Please help me, because no one can lose. And everyone is going to gain. That means if somebody in Scandinavia right now is in the space, he's standing by, I don't know, a river, and they're just sowing the peace of God, they are helping all of us gain. God gives, but to unite, to take away is meaningless to him. It doesn't mean anything to God. God doesn't take away anything, but we heard, oh, God took your baby. Oh, God took mama. Oh, God took daddy. God was lonely and he needed your mama in heaven with him. And the kid is like, what? What kind of God is this? This is horrible. No. Give up all the little stories we were told about God. God doesn't want you to have it. There's not one thing God doesn't want you to have. God took it away from you. God didn't take away anything from anyone. God is the infinite givingness of love. And when it is as meaningless to you, taking away, losing, you can be sure you share one will with him and he with you. You can be sure that you share one will with God when taking away and thinking that God can take away anything from you becomes meaningless. And you will also know you share one will with all your brothers whose intent is yours. We all have one intent, and that is the peace of God. We all have one intent, and that is heaven. Deep, deep, deep down inside, everyone wants peace. No matter how much of a hellion we're acting in the moment. It is this one intent we seek today. Quit the night and seek the day. We're seeking it. Uniting our desires. See, there's something you have to do. You need to climb up your Mount Everest. Not gonna just sit there, I'm just gonna chill and do nothing. Then that is ambivalence, and it gets you nothing. You're going to practice every day. We practice. You're running a marathon, remember? Can you become Serena Williams without practice? Can you become, did Michael Jordan do what he did without practice? Matter of fact, he was practicing so many hours in a day that when his team members wanted to leave, he said, no, you can't leave yet. Well, we've been here 3 hours. And Do you want another championship ring or not? 7 championships. Why? Because no matter what people threw at him, they talked about him, they said he was this, that, or the other. He was mean, he was this, he was too hard on his teammates. Whatever they said, it didn't matter. He knew he was going to win. He practiced hours upon hours. Every day he practiced. Are you practicing? You practice. Why do we practice? How come you can't just dawn on me and poof, I'm better? Because you didn't poof, make yourself crazy. It was thousands of years we've been making ourselves crazy. You're not going to make yourself crazy in a poof. It might take a little bit more than that. You must break through. See, there's resistance. You have to break through the resistance. In addition to that, there's the gravity of the sense consciousness, conditioned mind that's on the planet. It's the thought atmosphere of the planet. You got to break through that. It's like a rocket ship. That's why we practice. We practice. Your spiritual muscles are strong. You know how to meditate. You know how to ascend your consciousness. You know how to stop thought on a dime. You know how to expand awareness. You know how to see into multiple dimensions. That's from your practices. It is this one intent we seek today, uniting our desires with the need of every heart. Every heart needs peace. The call of every mind is calling for peace. The hope that lies beyond despair. Every person wants to go beyond despair. The love attack would hide. Everyone wants to be in the love. The brotherhood that hate has sought to sever. Everyone wants to be connected with other people, but which still remains as God created it. We all still have it. We just don't know we have it. With help like this beside us, can we fail today as we request the peace of God be given us? You cannot fail. That is A Course in Miracles, lesson 185. I want the peace of God. I want to remind you, none of these course lessons are monetized on YouTube. None of them. So for all our incredible super chatters, for all of our super thanks people that tap the little thanks button anywhere below any of the videos on YouTube, and for all of the wonderful members we have on YouTube that support this channel every month, $4.99. For all you Cash Appers who Cash App me, for all you who send me Satoshis, much love and super thanks to you for being here, for bringing your energy here, and for changing the world. The floor is open.
Kind of have a lot of background noise, but I just wanted to say that was such a beautiful lesson, and it was definitely one that I needed to learn, because I confused so many things with peace and striving for things that I think are going to bring me peace. This lesson showed me that I already have peace. And when I was thinking about some of the things that you were saying during the lesson, it definitely was proof. Like, once I get to, and then every time I get to that point, it's a different point that I need to get to before I can find peace. So it's like chasing something that I will never catch, because once I get to these beautiful sweets all over the world, guess what? I'm going to go on Instagram, and there's going to be a whole another set of sweets that I want to get to on another side of the planet. So knowing that I already have the peace that I am searching for, it felt like a breath of fresh air. I'm complete.
Isn't that the kicker? That we keep making bigger and better dreams and we think, this time this will be the one. And it's not ever the one.
Absolutely, and I see how I did that all of my life, from high school to college, and then once I get this bachelor's, that's gonna be it.
That's gonna be it.
Then was the master's, it was always
then the PhD.
Even after, like, you can't really, I don't know if you can go higher than like a doctorate, but then I started going lower and getting certificates. Like, it was so it was always that one more thing that was going to bring me the peace, or going to get me to the place. No matter what number I had in my bank account, it was always not seeming to be enough for the peace that I wanted, although it was always more than enough. So it's funny how the ego and the mind will play those tricks on you to think, okay, I could be in an overwater bungalow suite in Maldives, which is currently that'll be the thing that'll bring me the peace. Then when I get to the overwater bungalow suite in Maldives, it'll be something else that I'll see. Oh, the giraffe mansion, I want that too. The giraffe mansion in Africa, then I'll be in such peace. But I know that if I keep searching for that type of peace, something else will just show, and then that'll be the thing that I need to get to what I already have.
And you know what's really fascinating about that? How come we don't wake up to it sooner? Because we keep getting the thing and thinking that once we get that thing, that's going to be the thing. And when we get it and then it's not the thing, we don't say, maybe something's wrong with my system. We don't say that. We say, oh, I got to make it even better. We go for it even harder.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was listening to this, and as I was listening to it, it took me back to where on a daily basis, when I got up and went out, I would call on peace. I would just call on peace for me, peace for where I was going, and for peace all around me. And it was more of a mindset for me, like that I be still in the midst of chaos. That I was going to a place, and when I say this was work. I was going to a place where everything around me would be crazy, but I would be still in my mind, still in my body. That I would not participate in that none of that would affect me. And I guess it goes the same way, because I never looked at peace in the sense of I'm going to have my peace when I get to this next place. I'm going to have my peace when I get this next thing. So just listening to that and just putting it all together was just, as you say, delicious. Because just seeing this peace cover all things, no matter what the thing is, chaos or the next big thing you want to get at, to know that you can sit in that and hold your peace of mind in all things without necessarily participating in the ego's game. I guess it's just the awareness I'm bringing forth, or expressing the awareness of just the ego's game, that, you know, the trip that the ego has or can place me on, or has placed the world on, and believing carrying us farther away from the remembrance of who we are, knowing we have it all, that we need to get these things in order to be at peace or to be free. I am complete.
That's a very interesting concept, Coach Michelle, because a lot of times we're thinking we are in peace, and yet if I look at it the way the Course puts it, you know, peace is really this total fulfillment, bliss, ecstasy, all of that is in the peace of God. And was I really experiencing that? all the time? Not really, even though I was probably calm in the situation. Like the course really has me looking at the distinction between being calm, but was I really in a deep, abiding peace? And I could say I wasn't.
I look at the way the course uses so many words. It's like I need, it's just a whole new set of definitions. Mm-hmm. Or should I say understanding of how the course brings forth just about everything. Crucifixion, salvation, forgiveness. I mean, just all of that. I guess because in our beliefs, or in my beliefs, all of those words, they were not, I want to say, held up. I would say as the course is bringing forth God to me, my understanding. It was more of all of this had some type of shame or guilt or negativity or darkness connected to it. So for these new understandings, I am grateful and thankful for that. That I am able to change my thought process, my understanding of these things in this year here. I just can imagine the transformation by the time we get to Mexico. Woo! I am complete.
And when we write this book, we're going to have a tale to tell, that's for sure. I've got a lot to say about this book when we write this book. I've got a lot to say. And you can write the book, family, with us, whether you're going to Mexico or not. On the screen, I just shared with us the book called Witch that I'm writing and that we are calling for stories. So please do submit your story, your witchy story, to us by September 30th. Actually, do it now because we have a lot of stories to get through to see if your story will make it into the book. And also, I misspoke yesterday. I got to apologize and I got to correct the record. I said yesterday that you would get your name on the cover of the book based on when you submitted it. And actually, your name on the cover of the book is a $9.98 investment as an author. And then you get perks that come with it. So you just want to go to valerielove.com/books. And you want to see there 2 books anthologies that you can be in. One is the book Witch that I'm writing with the publisher Sacred Stories Publishing, which you will see Ariel on Friday. It's Friday? The 11th. What is that? The 11th, June 11th. Ariel will be a guest.
Monday.
Next Monday. Okay. Ariel will be a guest here, and you can ask her any questions about starting her publishing business. She has an incredible spiritual publishing house. She is the mind behind Sacred Stories Publishing, and she is freaking amazing and freaking awesome. And you can also be in the book, the anthology, Transformation Stories from a Year of A Course in Miracles. You can be in that anthology. Now, so you can be in either one of those 2 anthologies. We have 2 anthologies that you can be a part of. We want to hear your story. We want to hear from you. Now, one anthology, if you write a witch, you must be a witch, a practicing witch with some kind of witchy experience, because this book is for witches, by witches, about witches. So we want to hear from you with that. And if you are going to be, by the way, the book series that I'm in about the witch, there are 5 books currently being written that stories are being called for. And you don't have to only submit a story in one book. You can submit a story in all 5 books. One is about prayer. One is about the muse. One is about signs. One is about Akashic record. If you have mystical experiences, We want to hear about them in sacred stories. And we know you're having these mystical experiences. And we want people around the world to read about these mystical experiences and know that nothing's wrong with you because you were standing by the lake today and you saw a leaf and you started crying uncontrollably. These are mystical experiences a lot of people on the planet are having, and we want to share these sacred stories so that we are all united in the one mind that says we are elevating and ascending consciousness on this planet. If you're going to be in the book, I think the calendar is already full. I think all the spaces for the calendar are gone. If you want to be in the anthology bit,
No, we have like 4 left. We have 4 spots on the calendar.
Oh, we do in the calendar? Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so if you want to be in the anthology, transformation stories from A Course in Miracles, you can do that one of two ways. Either you're coming with us to Mexico, and if you are, and you've already done your $500 deposit, woohoo, for all the people who've already done their deposit for Mexico, and you have already done your $500 deposit for Mexico, that automatically reserves a spot in the book for you. Now, if you don't want that spot, you do not have to write in the book. It's just that a space will be reserved for you. We gave that as a perk for everyone coming to Mexico. If you're not coming to Mexico, you can still be in the book. No problem. Go to valerielove.com/books and just go ahead and submit your $500 to be in the anthology. Super cheap for the kind of widespread. Think of it as a way of sharing with the planet what you do, because anytime you're in an anthology, you're with all the other authors who are promoting the book, and we will also be doing a book tour in 2023 in the US to certain cities in the US. So get on board and share your story. And this is what I want to say also about sharing your story. Have a level of excellence about sharing your story. Really write the best story you can write. Run your story through. I'm going to give you a free tool right now for writers that is an excellent tool. It's called Pro Writing Aid. I use it all the time. I'm going to bring it up on the screen share, because this is going to be a really, really, really helpful tool for you in your writing. Now, I'm going to bring it up on screen share. And when you put in Pro Writing Aid, what you're going to see is Grammarly. That is not what you want. You want to go very specifically to prowritingaid.com. I use it. A lot of authors use it. Here's why we use it. It's not just a grammar checker. It checks your grammar, just like Grammarly. Grammarly is not a bad tool. Use Grammarly too, and use Pro Writing Aid. But if you use Pro Writing Aid, you don't really need Grammarly as well. If you have Grammarly, you still need Pro Writing Aid. So you can just cut to the chase and go to Pro Writing Aid. I need to get them to sponsor some videos on YouTube, because I surely am not sponsored by them, and I surely would sponsor them because they're freaking awesome and I use them all the time. It's a grammar checker, a style editor. So it's going to show you that some of your sentences are a little too long. Some of your sentences need to be adjusted. You started several sentences with the same word, because all of us who are writers have things in our writing that we don't know we have. We need to be made aware of it to be a better writer. And not only does it do grammar check, It's a style editor. This is for all our writers out there. And everyone's a writer, because don't you have to write something, for a blog post? Don't you have to write put your next caption for Instagram through it? And writing mentor in one package. It's a grammar checker, a style editor. It's telling you about your writing style. And it's a writing mentor. It's saying, well, if you change this, you would be a better writer. If you change this, you would be a better writer. If you did this, you would be a better writer. If you wrote more in the active voice rather than the passive voice here, you would be a better writer. It's mentoring you to become a better writer. And unless you pay someone to do all your writing, you have to write every day. You have to write a caption on a Instagram post. You have to write a description on a video. So writing is everywhere. Don't think this is only for people who write books. It's not. Everyone uses the word. So this is going to help you. So you just want to go here. And what I love about it is all you do is log in. And when you log in, the good news about this is all you do is just go to use app. I'm going to show you exactly how it works. This is not a tutorial. This is just going to really be great for you with regard to your writing. All you do is paste. So let me go over to my Google Docs. I know this is like, now you're showing things that you have on your computer. Let me just go to something I've written. I'm going to pick something that has actual writing, not just something that's a list of things. Okay, this is part of my here it is. I'm going to go from here to here. This is a part of my novel. So let me just copy this and let me go to Pro Writing Aid and paste it in and let it cook and see what happens. Okay. Right there, you see it's starting to cook. Do you see over here it's starting to cook? And here's what it's telling me. I'm going to show you how detailed this thing is. And then I'm going to send an email to Pro Writing Aid and say, you guys owe me $10,000. Because I did an incredible sponsored video for you today. Okay. Do you see where it says grammar and spelling, 49%? So now I need to go in here. And instead of me doing whose name was, I need to put named, okay? Then as I go through, I'm going to see all my, I need to put a comma there, happening. I'm going to go through cold, okay? And so what it's showing me is that the more I get, the more improvements I make, I'm getting a bigger score, I'm getting a better score. I need to get myself a really good score. So as you can see, I have there's no business jargon. The readability grade is 4th grade. My sentence variety is 6.2, which is good. It's in an acceptable range. You're going to get a green check on this. The glue index is reduce the number of glue words to make your writing clearer. I do a lot of glue words, and I'm really working on my glue. So I need to reduce that glue index down. And it shows you, here's your sticky sentence. Okay, where's my sticky sentence? Here is my sticky sentence. Where is it? Let's go to my sticky sentence. Oh, I got 2 semi-sticky sentences and 1 sticky sentence. Let's go to the sticky sentence. Here it is. It did the only thing that it knew to do. Reduce the number of the glue words. 7 of 9 are glue. See, we don't know these things. We don't even know that we have a high glue index. Get rid of that. And all I'm saying to you is that before you submit your book, and we're going to give you guidelines for submitting your book for the anthology for incredible stories from Transformation of A Course in Miracles, do your very best at writing your story. Shine. Make this book spectacular. Make this book so jam-packed with incredible transformation stories that everyone on the planet has to have this book. People are talking about this book. People are buying this book. People are spreading this book. That's how you get viral books, and that's how you sell tons of books. Now remember, when you write the book Witch with me, we don't pay you and you don't pay to be in it, right? When you write the book ACIM, Incredible Stories of Transformation from A Course in Miracles, not only are you going to be in the book, you're going to be paid royalties from selling the book. And we're going to teach you how to do that. And you will have your own cover for the book. We're going to teach you how to do your own cover on the book. You're going to do all of that. Isn't that incredible? It's amazing. You know, Lynn, I love writing. Oh my God, I love writing. I love writing. And this is such a good tool. It's such a good tool. All you writers out there, you will love this tool. And this tool will make your writing so like, ooh, 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 you will look amazing on paper because it just tells you change this, change this, change this, changes. Grammarly doesn't give you that. And it doesn't continually make you a better writer. So a lot of us, I'm a professional writer. Everyone's not a professional writer. You don't have to be a professional writer. Maybe your thing is something else. So this is how you get your writing when you come into the book, A Course in Miracles, Incredible Transformation Stories from A Course in Miracles, and you're going to be in the calendar too. We have several spots already gone. Yet, for those that are going to be in the calendar, we only have a couple of more spots in the calendar, and we're giving you the month of your birthday as your day as your month in the calendar. This is the 2023 calendar. We did a calendar. We haven't done a calendar in a few years. We should actually do a calendar every year because they're so fun. And then people are going to flip through the calendar with your picture on it for your month. So hopefully your birthday month is not gone. If it is, we'll give you another month. The key is that if you're not a professional writer, you still have a story. So you shouldn't let the fact that you're not a professional writer, maybe you're good at something else, you're good at sewing, you're good at crochet, you're good at cooking. I'm not good at cooking. It doesn't matter. You can still be in this book and write a bomb.com story. Don't think you have to be a professional writer to be in any of these anthologies. You don't. Who's next? Miss Lee?
Hey, hey. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. How you loving?
Oh, I'm loving so beautifully, so beautifully. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the topic of peace. And so I have this amazing experience in this incarnation of having passed over 3 times clinically and having come back with the experience of what I would call heaven. And having experienced that other side, that totality, I came back with this just aching desire to live in the 3D, in the unnameable. I mean, heaven doesn't even cover what I experienced over there, that term, the unnameable, immense beauty that I experienced. My desire, my life goal is to experience that here in the 3D, to live it so that other people can feel it when I walk in the room. And peace does not describe, the word peace does not describe what I felt over there. So I'm wondering what you mean by peace.
That is such a good question. And that is one of the, yeah, it's such a good question. And that is also what Coach Michelle and I were alluding to earlier, that the Course gives you a different vocabulary. And we really need probably a Course dictionary, because the typical words, what we think of when we think of the word peace, is not what the Course is talking about. And you picked up on that, Miss Lee. Peace, according to the Course, is heaven. It is exactly what you described. It's heaven. That you're in heaven all the time. That you live in heaven. You're in heaven. No matter what's going on around you, no matter what other people are doing, and that because you live in heaven, all you see is heaven.
Yeah, because my experience was that it was really anything but peace with the angels singing, and I mean it was just I just felt blasted with love from every which direction, indivisible love. It felt so incredible. Just, I didn't want to come back, but there was always something that said, go on back, you're not done. And I came back with just, every time I would come back and people would feel it. And the doctors would walk into my room and drop what they had in their hands. It hit them so hard, the presence. So it was beautiful, but so intense. It wasn't what I would call peace. It was so glorious. Anyway, okay, thank you.
Ultimately, it is beyond all words, because we're grappling, yes, to, right, to define something.
Yeah. Yeah, cannot be described. It was I think I may have said this before, but the last time I came back, didn't even know who I was, but I could feel the indivisible experience. And the first words that came to mind was, I must be somebody, but who could I possibly be to be this loved? I just felt like love was just, and that doesn't even describe it, just hitting me from every which direction. It was just indivisible, just like, whoa. Of just sheer happiness. Again, indivisible.
Delicious. Family, we're not going to, delicious, right? We're not going to be able to describe it in words, because that which we are attempting to talk about is the divine, and it lives in a realm that is beyond word. We can't describe it. So we're doing the best we can, and words are pointers, and sometimes they're not good pointers. So we might say ecstasy, euphoria, bliss. It was mind-blowing, amazing. Still, that doesn't say what it is. So we have to pick some word that can be an arrow. And in the Course, it uses the word peace as an arrow to heaven. So everything you've experienced in heaven, we'll call it the peace of God, even though the word is not going to describe it. That's why the Course says you have to have the experience of it.
Okay, you see, I'm sure you know this, and I think it's such a lovely understanding. In Islam, there's the concept of that God has 100 names, 99 can be spoken, the 100th cannot.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, Rev, this is such a jam-packed lesson, as they all are. And I think what popped out for me was when you said to take 100% responsibility for your actions, yourself, your whatever. And that is something that had to become real to me, because although I wanted peace, I felt that someone was supposed to give it to me, or it was just going to come from some external source, or, I didn't know what peace was. I knew when I saw people who were peaceful, I knew I wanted that. Coach Michelle talked about working in a crazy place. Well, yeah, I did that too. And I did notice that there were people that were there that were happy and joyous. And then I looked and I saw people who were not. And I realized I was in the category with the people who were grumbling and grumpy and every day. And there was something wrong and something not right and some fire to put out. Meanwhile, other people just cruising through. And I'm like, how are you so happy in this place? And I didn't understand that it is a choice for me to be in peace regardless of peace is mine. I have to wake up to it. I have to acknowledge it. I have to realize that I have it. And it's not something external that I have to go get. And so I always used to be, and I'm going to use the word envious of people who were around me that were so happy all the time. I was like, why are you so freaking happy? Look at where we are, And I'm like, and I didn't realize that it was my choice to live in peace, to understand what peace was, to desire it so much so that I would seek it. And it's not that we don't have it, it's that I had so many layers of gunk over myself or whatever, my thoughts, that I couldn't see, I couldn't feel, I couldn't understand what peace was. I know it is now because I knew what I was experiencing before. And it all comes down to choice and decision. Okay, I choose not to feel that way, and I decide that I will never feel that way, or I'll never, that's not what I want. And so it is my responsibility to make these choices and decisions for my life so that I can enjoy, not for someone else, but for my enjoyment. And I, at one point, used to be so guilty of having a good and happy life that I made it miserable because I wanted to suffer with everyone else when they were complaining about how horrible their life was. And mine is horrible too. Well, not anymore. So it is my responsibility. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not seeking for anyone to do anything for me. I'm here to just be open. I don't know what a thing is for. And so being open, and I love when you said this lesson is for smart people who think they know it all, who think that, I have filed through so many physical things, things that I thought were going to make me happy. And, when I put up when the moment I decided that, life just got robbed. And I started at the point where everything was such a mess. So many things, my house was burglarized, and I'm going through things with the insurance company, and they're like, there's no one should have this many Gucci purses. Like, there's no way you own all of this stuff. And like, yes, I did. I had put so many things in my life that I thought were the accoutrement of success.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're this doctor. You need to drive Benz. You need to have this. You need to, and I had it all. It just was empty. I like nice things.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
however, without the peace of God, it really meant nothing. The Rolex was heavy on my arm. I couldn't take it anymore. I sold it. everything just became so, like, it wasn't peaceful. It wasn't what I wanted, because that line in this lesson said, no one that seeks after peace will not find it. I was seeking after peace, and the universe was showing me it's not in these material things. You have to let it go until you can understand, the place that it has in your life. Sure, I like nice things, and I still have nice things, but it's not in place of my peace. And I would let a Gucci bag go in a heartbeat if it was causing me aggravation, or it was just, I'm just saying it like that. But I really appreciate this lesson and the idea that it's my responsibility 100% to live in peace and not expect anyone to be my peace. And I'm complete.
Woo, delicious. Wow, when you get that, you're a master, aren't you? You're a master of the universe, because
Absolutely.
then you're changing the world, right?
Look who my teacher is. I've learned this stuff, Rev, and it's... one day I literally sat down and thought about, okay, how many things are eternal? What is eternal? Is this house eternal? No, it's not. Is this car eternal? No, it's not. Is this job eternal? Is this career? Are these clothes? What is really eternal? What really lasts the test of time? Oh, and the only thing that does that is me. My soul, my human spirit, my divine spirit, our divine spirit. That is the only thing that passed the test of time. That's what I'm investing in. I'm investing in myself, my spiritual development and unfolding. And I love the fact that I'm able to do it with so many like-minded people in this community. And I love it so much. And I thank you. Thanks, Rev, for having this platform once again. And I just, enjoy being here. Thank you.
Woo! Every morning we get to change the world. Every morning. Every morning. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, on the Valerie Love YouTube channel, on the Christian Witches YouTube channel, Christian Witches, right? Watch a bunch of the Christian Witches videos, because we want to get that Christian Witches YouTube channel up to 4,000 watch time hours in the last year. So that channel can be monetized, so we can sell the merch and everything, and you can do all the wonderful things on the Christian Witches channel that you can do on the Valerie Love channel. And if you're watching on Facebook, we love you. We so appreciate you. Remember to engage. We're not looking for millions and billions of followers. We're looking for people who desire to stand up and self-realize, self-actualize, and who are doing that self-realization work on the planet for self and others. This is a community of masters. So engage. Write in the comments what's happening for you. Share it with someone. I just shared the room in Clubhouse, and in Clubhouse, if you share the room, much love to you for everyone who shared the room. Every morning we have maybe about 100 people that come through the Clubhouse morning, and lots more on the replay, and 10 shares. What's happening, family? Every morning, come in the room, share it. Every morning, come in the room. That just standard protocol. Come in the room, share it. Share it. We're on a mission here. We're about the peace of God for everyone. Share it. Okay? Don't be shy. A lot of you not sharing it because it says Christian Witches on it. Rev, I can't share this because this say Christian Witches. Okay, well, keep hiding and sit at the kiddie table, because you're not ready to sit at the grown folks table at Thanksgiving dinner. And keep hiding out in the closet of fear. Still in the broom closet, not ready to come out yet. All good. Keep going. You'll come out one day. Bushwoman, we see your hand up. However, we are not able to bring you to stage for some reason. Usually when that happens on Clubhouse, you have to come out the room and come back in the room and raise your hand again, and then you'll be able to come on stage. That does happen sometime on Clubhouse. If you're ever on Clubhouse and you raise your hand and none of the mods brought you up, usually we have 5 mods on deck today on stage. If none of the mods brought you up, it's because we cannot bring you up, because we bring everyone on up. So if you have your hand raised and you cannot get up here, It's not because anyone's overlooking you. It's because we can't get you on stage. Okay, Bushwoman, how you loving?
Good, great. God this morning and God morning to everyone who is here. Thank you so much for dropping those pearls of wisdom this morning. Getting ready to go do another event that I'm involved with today. It's been a 4-day weekend thing. But I just want, this conversation reminded me of awareness, of how to be aware of those feelings or those thoughts by ego that takes you into a place. So what I had to share quickly was when I was in Mexico in April and I had missed my flight due to go take this COVID test thing or whatever. And I'm standing by the ticket counter and I can feel the panic ensuing because I need to be back in New York by the Tuesday. And then all of a sudden I just heard Spirit said, calm down. So I said, Spirit, show me, give me a sign that everything is going to be okay. And as I turned to my right, there was a woman wearing a jeans jacket with 2 big ass golden angel wings on it. And I just said,
love it.
Okay, thank you. As I saw the lady walking through the airport, I thanked her. I said, your jacket really set my mind at peace.
Here come the angels.
Then I was doing some business in Mexico and I called a lady and she said, oh, I'm going to come pick you up after work and you can stay at my house. So when she came and picked me up after work, she says, you know, I thought about it. My kids are still in the house. She has some young people in their 20s. She said, but you know what I did? I paid for a hotel for you to stay in and my parents will take you to the airport. So I said, well, how much do I have for you for the hotel? She says, no, you don't owe me anything. I'm just paying it forward because something similar like that happened to me when I was in Rome. And just reminding that Spirit got your back no matter what.
No matter what.
You know, and to be so addicted to feeling good. That's my mantra. I'm addicted to feeling good. That when a stinking thinking thought pops up in my mind and my body starts to go, no. Let's switch this thought immediately. So awareness, to me, is truly where it's at. And just being addicted to tuning into that feeling. Thank you.
Ashe. That's why I love travel too, Bushwoman, because wow, travel is an incredible teacher. And it's a teacher that can be a really beautiful teacher because while we're eating food from another country that we've never eaten before, or while we're hearing people speak in languages we've never spoken before, we're cultivating humility. We're cultivating openness. We're cultivating a sense of adventure and being a forever student, a forever learner. We're cultivating child mind, beginner's mind, that things are fresh and new to you. Sometimes when we stay in our own environs, we start to think, I got that handled. Yeah, I know how to do this. I know how to do that. You can master your environs very quickly. Give it 30 days, 45 days. Your subconscious mind, snap, it got everything in place. It knows how to brush your teeth without you being actively involved. It knows how to drive you to work without you being actively involved. It knows how to get you on a train, get you there with your mind totally somewhere else. Your subconscious mind just frees up a tremendous amount of space. You don't need anything, right?
Yeah, but I just want to share this one thing. You know, we have to really be aware of thought is energy. What you put out there, you attract. And a short thing is like last year, coming from Martinique back to New York, I had to come through St. Martin, misplaced my passport, and was frantic about not finding it. How the hell I'm going to get back to New York? I had breakfast with a friend of mine who was coming back to New York the Monday. I got to St. Martin on the Sunday. And Monday we had breakfast and I said, you know, I can't find my passport. He said, what? So I said, anytime I lose things, I call her my grandmother. And I said, you know, so when I was leaving to go to the immigration and the police to see if they could give me some kind of paper, the maid who was cleaning the room looked just like my grandmother. I said, ma'am, you look just like my grandmother. I said, I don't misplace my passport. She said, oh my God, I will pray for you, whatever. Get to the police, get to the immigration, which was in the same building. They said, we cannot give you anything to travel. I said, where's the next U.S. embassy? Next U.S. embassy was in Curacao, which is another island. And now I am starting to panic. And I'm a woman who walks in my journal. I love the journal. Holy Spirit said, calm down, take out your book, and start writing out what you want to manifest today. So I wrote, I'm so happy, grateful, and thankful. I found my passport. Everything is working out for me because help is always on its way. Thank you, angels. Thank you. Now, on my way to the airport, now to go to the Delta capture to talk to these people at Delta now. Got a phone call. I left my phone open. Private caller, unknown caller on my phone. Answer the call. Oh, Mrs. Lam, I said, yes, this is the hotel. We found your passport. The same woman that looked like my grandmother's woman who found my passport. I didn't have to pay for change of flight. I didn't have to pay for any extra. I got an extra day at the hotel, which I paid for, not a problem. Went to a beautiful party the Tuesday night, came back to New York the Wednesday. So just trusting that Spirit always has our back, no matter what kind of dire situation it looks like. You just have to release the fear, release the worry, because that if I had gone into panic mode, I don't think I would have found the passport. So just being aware of that panic situation or the feeling and switching it. Thank you. My last share. I'm going to get in the shower.
You know, Bushwoman, we had the same experience. Me and Dr. Jiwa Lee, my sister from another mister, we were in the airport in Dubai. We had just landed in Dubai. And trust me, the road to Dubai this time was wrought with resistance overcoming, okay? We got to Dubai. We got all the way to Dubai after getting these QR codes hooked up, after all the trials of initiation. And Jiwa even said it while we were in Dubai. She said, this is an initiation. We were in the airport in Dubai, about to go to our gorgeous place where we were staying. And Jiwa could not find her passport. She was like, oh my God, I don't have my passport. And I'm like, no. You have to have your passport because you had it to get on the plane. So either it's back on the plane, right? Because I just retraced my steps. Okay, I had to have had it to get this far. So I know it can't be very far. It's either got to be on me or it's got to be, back on the plane. And so we were standing there. She was at one spot and I was at another spot. And I went through because they were checking your QR code again before you came into the country and all this foolishness, right? Anyway, sure enough, she was like, okay, tell me where my passport is. You know how Jiwa is because Jiwa is a master. Okay, where's my passport? Boom, here comes the passport. The passport, she was holding it in her hand. The passport was inside her actual phone case that she actually had in her hand, just couldn't see it in the moment. So it's amazing how fast the panic comes up. It is amazing how fast the panic can come up. And it's amazing how fast we can correct ourselves. As Jiwa says, the tell of a master is how quickly they correct, self-correct. That's the tell of a master. That's one of the tells of a master. Not that a master never has issues. That ain't it. How quickly, and you, of course, you have far less issues. How quickly can you self-correct? How quickly can you bring yourself home without somebody having to tap on you or the universe coming, hello, can you get back in line? Right? Rosa J. Hodge. Not getting Rosa on stage either. Is that what's happening for you, mods? Rosa is not coming on stage for some reason?
Yeah, Rosa. Hello.
Okay, now you're here now. I guess Clubhouse just has a little delayed reaction today. I don't know. Rosa, before you share, I do want to, just one quick moment. I do want to wrap up our YouTube live stream because no one likes a 5-hour live stream on YouTube. I understand that. So we are going to conclude our live stream on YouTube, both the YouTube channels. Valerie Love YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this channel for 13 years that I've got to teach on this channel about magic, money, and metaphysics to millions of people. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. More coming all the time. Thank you. And on the Christian Witches YouTube channel and at the Reverend Valerie Love Facebook fan page. If you're on any of these outlets, comment, share, engage in the conversation. And if you're looking for the links to anything we do, the links are always in the description box below on YouTube. Go right down there in that description box and find us on Instagram and Clubhouse and everywhere. Find all the books, find all the events right down there in the description. Love you. Have a beautiful day. God bless. Mwah. Peace. Casey out.